K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
It got up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was a decision I made. U.S. is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
Game on, where progressives fear us and rhinos tremble. Welcome to the political jungle. I'm JD.
This is Stacey. No one is safe. No one is spared.
Lock up the children.
And the old folk.
Welcome to the world of liberservative conservatarians.
I don't know there, that we fought the Japs there in World War II, and their computers are giving me big delays. Good Sunday morning, June 26, 2016, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. JD and Stacey here live for Game On, part of that Conservative Commandos radio network on that K98 Talk. Welcome back to all our political geeks, freaks, and back alley sneaks. Hey, everybody right now within the sound of my voice. You know exactly what to do. Get over to K98Talk.org. Get in that chat room. Say hello to Stacey. JD and Stacey, baby. Taking you to the radio top. Oh, my God, it worked! Hi. How you?
Doing well.
To all our chat room rock stars, I didn't forget about you, baby. We know you're up in the early mornings drinking from the night before. Smartest radio political listening audience. Ron, keep those pants off. Oy vey schmear.
Riding on the highway, going to a show, stopping on the byways, playing rock and roll.
It's going to be one of them Sundays, baby. Let's see how this goes. Let's take him to the top. This morning, kids, Stacey and I are talking Brexit. What's that, Daddy and Stacey? I'll tell you what, Bob. It's juicy, Bob. Real juicy. Weekend update brought to you by that Mr. Eric Williams at barbwiresatire.com, baby. Nonsense in the world and so much more. Come on, Angus. Remember, guys, we're not just here live at 11 a.m. Sunday morning, curing your mainstream media hangover. Stacey and I are live against the game on Tuesday, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, here on that K98 Talk. Friday, we are the 5 p.m. drive time leader on the WNJC 1360 a.m. Serving at Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, Northern Delaware, baby. July 18th through the 22nd. Shoot the lock off your wallet. Get on that bicycle. Start riding up to Cleveland right now. Go meet Stacey and I at that Republican National Convention. Hats and bats and all that political, all that. After the show, guys, get over to Facebook. Find our show page. Like it. Find 10 friends. Have them like it, too. Stacey's got a new iTunes feed, I think, to explain to everybody. And after the show, Hooples, you know exactly what to do. You get over to Spreaker.com, #Brown, JD and Stacey, JDANDSTACEY. Find out a catalog of everything we've been doing here with that Riggy Ticky Rock Toppy Rick Robinson on that K98 Talk. Good morning, baby. What's up with the iTunes?
What's up with the iTunes? Well, our co-worker here, Jessica Sanders, has set JD and Stacey up their own iTunes feed, so you will be able to go there as well to get our past episodes. Everything is there.
Could there have been a bigger board-crashing pause for that show to start this morning?
No, there really couldn't have been. I'm going dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
I was like 30 seconds away from just like going, I'm closing this out and going back to bed. And I'll ask you the same thing I ask you every Sunday morning. How did you talk me into that? Oh, you know who's having a bad Sunday morning? You know who's having a real awful Sunday morning? The whole ooga chaka chaka pataka.
You just have to talk about him because you want to play that music.
Chaka's going to prison. His son's already there. Chaka's got himself some waterproof hair.
When you hold me in your arms so...
Chances are he is not going to prison, actually.
I'm trying to give myself a bell, but the whole damn thing is frozen, I swear to God.
If that means you can't play that song again, yay.
Don't you be booing. Don't you be booing my Hooked on a Feeling.
Okay, terrific.
I played that about 10 minutes ago. New soundboard and technology coming for the show, kids. I absolutely swear. So how's your weekend been so far?
Busy.
That's not an explanation. That's nonsense. Well, what is busy,
I have
busy?
no need to explain myself.
Well, yes, you do. What are you working for the CIA? I mean, for God's sakes. What a bunch of crap. Oh, my God. I'm not talking to you anymore. So without further ado, baby, while you turn in on that Sunday morning, we're bringing you that weekend update for the weekend in June 26, 2016, brought to you by that Mr. Eric Williams at barbwiresatire.com, baby. Oh, God. Attorney General Loretta Lynch said this week that the way to defeat terrorism was through compassion, unity, and love. Then tired of talking about terrorism, she said she wanted to tell reporters about her new weight loss program, in which she said the way to defeat her extra pounds was through cakes, pies, and come on, man.
Breitbart's Milo Yiannopoulos has gotten enough attention lately to raise the ire of gay-hating Muslims on Arabic Twitter. Since the Orlando shooting, they have threatened to behead, shoot, bomb, and sodomize him. Milo has increased his security and told his enemies to pick one and give it their best shot, saying, I don't really have time for all of those.
MSNBC's Chris Matthews says there will be no thrillers like this time around with Hillary. Chris says he doesn't understand her foreign policy ideas. He's now left looking forward to election 2016 with nothing more than an enlarged prostate and a case of... Oh, Jesus, just go on. We're going to hit a funny one soon, Williams?
Signs are building that many more countries are getting ready to bolt the European Union. Just in the 2 days since the historic Brexit vote, leaders from 9 other European countries have invited President Obama to visit, insult, and threaten the voters in their respective countries as well.
Rumors are that Hillary is still considering. Is this like the warm up? Did I get the bizarro ones where there's like no punchlines? Rumors are that Hillary is still considering Liz Warren for her VP pick. Despite Warren's late endorsement, the two white witches met in private and agreed to bury the hatchet. Then, just for fun, Lizzie proved her Indian heritage to Clinton by divining that Hillary's spiritual animal is a beaver named Yuma. Oh, God.
The Democrats' sit-in stage this week was deemed a success by its participants. Elijah Cummings admitted the gun control issue was just for cover. We're freeloaders, Cummings said. We're just trying to score free catered buffet in the House chamber. Mission accomplished.
We're literally going to have to end this with a knock-knock joke for a laugh. Experts say that when the State Department had to shut down the security firewalls temporarily to accommodate Hillary's secret server, it was putting out the welcome mat for hackers. Hillary brushed off the criticism, saying, "Who cares? If elected, I'm going to treat the American people like a doormat, too."
On July 1st, President Obama will roll back the ban allowing transgender to serve in the military. He said the move may mean the United States will no longer have the mightiest, most feared fighting forces in the world, but it will guarantee our soldiers will be the most fabulous in history.
Evidently, these were some NPR talking points today, brought to you by that Mr. Eric Williams of that barbed wire sack.com, baby. Good Lord. Maybe I just don't find any humor in the world today. I mean, you know, he's usually got stuff that we're backing away from, that they're writing letters to the station about.
It was pretty tame today, but that's okay. Every once in a while, we need stuff like that.
Where was the racism and misogyny, Williams? You've listened to the show before.
Hey, I think a weekend update with no inappropriate bells is actually okay.
I think anything that doesn't have to play a bell because nothing works on this damn board like it should is going to be good. Hold on. We have a call coming in on the... Game on, K98 Talk, JD and Stacey. How can I help you? Oh, it's a congressman.
Okay, terrific.
I just like calling this idiot Ooga Chaka, Ooga Chaka, Ooga Chaka.
That worked well with Thursday's segment. Can we move on now?
No, he's going to prison for decades. We can do this.
No, he's not. He's not going to prison at all, would be my bet.
Stop it. The kid's in jail. This is federal nonsense.
That's his kid. I know it's federal nonsense, but everything I read said it could be up to this, but likely he will spend no prison time.
Are you telling me this detestable scumbag is going to sit there and let his kid rot in prison for the same damn thing down to the $1 million loan and everything else that daddy did but go, sorry, son, I was saving my get-out-of-jail-free card only for me. Come on.
Does that surprise you?
If Beaker's listening, you know what this is? This is the equivalent of the record commercial. Dad, can I have your congressional get-out-of-jail-free card? You've been a congressman for like 20 years from Philadelphia. No, my brother, you got to get your own.
When you look at the Democratic folks in the House of Representatives who have been convicted of various and sundry things, which one of them ever went to jail? Oh, yeah, none.
Ooga Chaka Fatah Jr.
But he was not in the House of Representatives.
No, but he's sitting in a jail cell right now in federal prison.
And I will bet a steak dinner his father never sees the inside of one.
Oh, you know, here it is. Here it is for all of you who love the Stacey. Oh, my God, she's so nice, and JD's such a jerk. Oh, listen to what JD said to Williams this morning. It was shtick. I'm tired, okay? But she drops a steak dinner bet that I guarantee you is Fugazi and fixed because we're about to go to Cleveland. Have you gone so far?
He won't be sentenced before Cleveland.
God in heaven, stop it! I'm putting.
Now we're going to have to bet on something else for Cleveland.
I am putting my hand on my wallet. What is wrong with you people?
Hey, Elizabeth Warren didn't run. Hillary announced. I think you still owe me one, actually.
I'm sure you do. You know what we need?
Because Elizabeth Warren never ran for president. I'm going to have to go back through old episodes.
You know what we need? We need a
what?
We need a good Brexit. We need a good Brexit sound clip. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this basically, if you think bad things are bad here in American politics, let me help you out with what's going on with our UK brothers and sisters right now.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
It is an absolute mess over there. Hey, yeah, JD and Stacey, what is this Brexit I've been hearing about? Well, I'm glad you asked us, Bob, because we're doing an entire show about it. So, for those of you who have been living in a cave or are busy with life like everybody else, you basically tangentially know that there is what is referred to as a European Union. What's a European Union, JD and Stacey? It's a unicorn ranch, Bob, that was established in the mid-1990s. Now, our listeners are pretty savvy and historically plugged in, so I'm not going to bore you with a lot of the details. But the European Union, to my mind, never made sense. It was ostensibly created to be, and correct me if you disagree, Stacey, it was really ostensibly, I mean, because this goes back to when people argue about the Civil War, slavery, with states' rights. The European Union was ostensibly created to be an economic and trade union, wherein they thought the euro would be a currency that could compete with the yuan, the yen, and the U.S. dollar, and basically they erased their borders for trade purposes. And if you want to go back to the inception of this and why this was such a horrific idea, is when the euro, which was the currency part of this European Union, and there's a whole central government structure in the EU which run out of Brussels. You know, the people with the chocolate, the clocks, and the terrorists. Yeah, Brussels. When it was first established, you had it economically basically backed by three countries. It was backed by the British pound sterling, it was backed by the French franc, and it was backed by the Deutsche Mark. And they started to bring countries into this union, but in the beginning, their countries, the smaller and economically weaker countries and the ones that may be referred to as second and third world weren't included immediately in the union. Why? Because the valuation of the social mess in that country through a lot of the social European democratic socialist policies would have killed the currency from the outset. So you had countries like Italy, Greece, you know, the ones you hear in the news the past few years that have gone completely broke because you get to retire at 9 years old with a $500,000 pension and nobody works in the country for more than 6 weeks their entire life. And this is all being supported by the larger countries within the union. Now, we have a lot to talk about this, Stacey. We have about 2 or 3 minutes left before we got to go to break. Why don't you pick up how the idea for that union ended up becoming much more political than economic and trade?
Well, I mean, I think Matt Kibbe over at Conservative Review probably did the best review of what the European Union actually is. The European Union is 55,000 unelected bureaucrats who sit in Brussels and make regulations about things like classifying cucumbers, and I'm not even kidding. Okay, the volume of regulations that this body puts out that all of these diverse countries are expected to be in line with is just immense, and the people have absolutely no say into the governance of that union. So, you know, I'm reading a lot of press on this, and of course the leftist media has the complete vapors, because really what the European Union is a progressive's wet dream of having a bunch of unelected bureaucrats who are supposedly smarter than the average bear running everything. People in general don't want to be ruled that way. They don't want to be governed that way.
But I want to focus on
I'm a little tired of the leftist media calling this nationalist and racist and everything else. What it is the demonstration of the complete failure, okay, to try to singly govern people of diverse cultures with diverse value sets.
Right, but when we come back on the other side, what I really wanted to touch on before we get into the exit itself is how the union became so much more political and economic. But not JD and Stacey, baby. We're here every Sunday, just love and hugs and all that political drugs. For our radio listening audience, coming back in about 3.5 minutes, we're going to pick up on the European Union, the Brexit, what this means, and why the media should stop getting the vapors. The markets didn't get hit that bad. JD and Stacey, game on at K98 Talk. The show's so big, Diamond Dave.
One break coming up.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. This is the most transparent administration in history. Not even a smidgen of corruption.
Fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference at this point does it make?
If you got a business, you didn't build that.
The feeling most people get when they hear a Barack Obama speech, I felt this thrill going up my leg. I don't have that too often.
Steady.
It's time to hear the truth about America's biggest challenges. Ricky Robinson, host of America Off the Rails, will tackle the important issues facing America today as he tries to keep America from coming off the track. Get ready to hear the truth every Monday through Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, here on K98Talk.com and the Spark Radio Network.
Welcome to the face. Welcome to the face of the new democracy.
Are you conservative in a world of liberal?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice, and I'd like to invite you to tune in each Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I'll break down the events of the week, and together we'll learn about how they affect you. So, sit back and get ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly of talk radio right here on K98 Talk.
From the Vikings of Norway to my home down south to Washington, D.C., I've been around. I've seen it all, and I've come out on top. You better beware, for all you know, the bell tolls for you. Enter the bell tower or watch your step. 8 p.m. Thursdays, K98 Talk.
JD and Stacey, game on, part of that Conservative Commandos radio network on that K98 back. We are on that K98 Talk. We are back. Truckers, suckers, and bad mother. Everybody right now, get over to K98Talk.org, get in that chat room. Say hello to Stacey. Tell Ron to put his pants on. Oy vey shmiya. Remember, guys, we're not just here live Sunday morning, 11 a.m., killing your mainstream media hangover, baby. Tuesday, Thursday nights, we're live for Game On again here on K98 Talk at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Spot. Friday, we had a 5 p.m. lead, that drive time leading for that Yahoo Sports on that 1360 a.m. WNJC serving that Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, Northern Delaware, baby. I got Williams with the stones that you could drive around in the truck, in a dump truck, saying in the chat room, he's asleep. Ooh, baby, better spike that coffee, baby. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, my good Lord. So did anything else happen in the world while we were on commercial break?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay. Nothing with the Jets or why can't they get Fitzpatrick signed, for God's sake, please. I don't care.
JD, I don't know why at this point in your adult life you don't just expect the Jets to fail you emotionally. I just don't understand why this is surprising to you.
This is like the last boy and girl left on the dance floor, 3/4 of the way through the last slow song at the junior high dance. It really is. It really is. Fitzpatrick.
What about anything has ever given you the impression that you are going to be just thrilled with something the Jets do?
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.
Sign Fitzpatrick, for God's sake, you're so close. What?
Last thing they did that was worth anything was Joe.
Was who? Oh, you have no idea what you're talking about. Just
I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's the last time the Jets were really in the headlines as being anything awesome, and it was just because he was such a freak.
No, that's not true. But again, what would you know? So because
what would I know?
Championship games and all of that. But we digress. So this morning we're talking about the quote unquote the Brexit that took place this past week with the UK voting to leave the European Union, and we were describing how it was set up ostensibly to be a trade and economic union, but it became extremely political. And to Stacey's point, that seat in Brussels. I mean, for those of you who remember, I know it's hard to keep track of all this, but if you remember when Slobodan Milosevic went on trial in The Hague for the war crimes in Yugoslavia when we were over there in the 90s. It was the Clinton Air War with General Wesley Clark. That joke of a show trial, he ended up defending himself in The Hague, right, which is the world court that they wanted to put Bush and Cheney in front of. And that joke went on for 2 or 3 years. And I mean, that was the kind of feckless nonsense that was coming out of Brussels. And you had the UK and its citizens having to subject themselves and place their own nationalism as almost a second mortgage. Because
this would be the equivalent of, if you stop and think about it, okay, if the United States as a member nation within the UN just allowed the United Nations on a routine basis, not as a matter of course, to overrule our own Congress and subvert our own laws in the U.S. by writing regulations with a bunch of unelected bureaucrats. It was supposed to be an association of member states. What it turned into, England, if you look at it purely from a business perspective, if I was looking to open operations in Europe today, England is like the only country you would want to do it in. The regulations everywhere else are just insane. And when you look at even what the EU did on the labor side of stuff, how you manage your workforce, what the requirements are, the collective bargaining threshold that's actually called consultation in Europe. Moving your business or being agile in France, Germany, and the other member states at this point in time, you can't. You can't manage your business.
But that was the whole point of where we were leading and coming out of the first segment, is that it turned into much more of a political union and a political body than it did economic and trade. And what's getting lost in all of this are the UK's mixed nationalist identity to begin with, because there's ostensibly 4 entities within the United Kingdom of what's left of it, and that is England and Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland, for the most part, that remain within the kingdom. And you just had a split on this vote. With the referendum, you had England and Wales voting to leave the Union, with Scotland and Northern Ireland voting to stay. Now, the dichotomy for me, if you don't want to think that this is nakedly political, take a look at what the Scottish are saying right after this, because they see the British and the UK in turmoil with the weak hand. They really don't know what's going to happen to markets. But as far as markets go, one of the things I did want to say, the press and the news, oh, my God, the market today was down at 700 points. The Dow is at 17 or 18,000. The percentage move in the U.S. equity market on the close by the end of the day was somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.5%. That's a hiccup that doesn't even make you sweat or nervous if you're on an equity trading desk or if you're managing a portfolio. Within the UK itself, the morning after the vote, they had a 7 or 8% hit. That's a decent-sized hit in a single day, but you don't have people up on the roof. You're not panicking yet. To be completely honest, I expected to see a lot harder hit to their equity markets because the pound sterling took such a whack. I mean, the long and the short of this is that economically and nationalistically for the UK, my view and the view of those who supported them leaving is that in the long run, and I mean the long run can begin in 3 to 5 years. Economically, this is going to be a lot better for them. As a sovereign nation, this is going to be a lot better for them. But they're going to be embroiled in politics because now you have Scotland who wants another referendum because they had a referendum in 2014 about leaving the UK. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if my memory serves me correct, that was a pretty close vote. So now you have Scotland excoriating Britain for leaving the UK. Scotland now wants to leave the UK, but stay within the European Union. And this is part of the British identity, the pull that's been going back and forth for over 3 centuries. So here, the political part of it is these other territories now see an opportunity to really put a wedge and a distance between themselves and the Crown in London. This has already cost David Cameron. I have to give him credit. He didn't equivocate. There were a lot of people in the UK because there is some sort of uncertainty going on right now that maybe he should stick around. I think he did the right thing by leaving. I think what's going to be interesting, though, is who actually rises to power out of the ashes for this. Because right now what happened in the UK with this vote is a direct mirror image of the Donald Trump campaign and the populism and the native populism that we're seeing here within the states. If you go back,
I don't see that, but
I don't.
The New York Times does, but
well, no. Since you told me you think I'm wrong, let me explain to you why I see this. Because immigration and a loss of control of borders was one of the driving causes for people who voted to leave the EU. Immigration and lack of borders is one of the cornerstones of the Donald Trump campaign. If you take a look where Donald Trump has had the strongest support in his primaries and where you hear this quote-unquote record turnout and new voters who came out, they were industrial areas within the Midwest. If you take a look for the British Brexit vote as to where internally within the country, who were the voters that put them over the top, they weren't millennials. Millennials keep saying they like this because they want to travel for free. It was people in England's industrial heartland, the people in that manufacturing. The same people in the UK that Trump is speaking to here. This is about failed institutions. This is about failed governance. This is about nobody is listening to me. This is about I am tired of subjugating myself, my country, and my national pride to people 8 steps removed from me someplace else. I think this is a direct corollary to the campaign that you're seeing here in the States. And I think that Hillary Clinton and the Democrats right now are in a similar position that Cameron, his party, and the Stay crowd are in over in the UK.
Well, I think you do see some parallels in that the party that has typically been the party of the working people, if you will, has left, that it has abandoned a certain part of its base, without a doubt. I mean, I can't for the life of me figure out why any labor union would support a Democrat at this point. Given the priorities of a union, given the priorities of the Democratic Party, they no longer mesh. You saw a lot of that over there as well, not just with Cameron, but with the Labor Party. The Labor Party leader made a conscious decision not to campaign with Cameron for Brexit because he knew that his constituency was upset. But as I said in the beginning, I'm tired of hearing this put as a nativist. To me, nativist has had such a terrible connotation put on it during the course of this campaign in the U.S.
You don't have to like it, but it's real.
No, but what I'm saying is when I take a look at what's happening in Britain, again, it is not a rejection of their internal government, their internal parliament. It's a rejection of a large outside body. The anger in this country is focused at Congress, where we have a say and where these hoopleheads who are all worked up now didn't vote Nate. didn't vote in 10, didn't vote in 12, didn't vote in 14, and we got the same people back at a 93% rate. The people in this country don't have the same complaint that the people in Great Britain do.
Yeah, but
people in Great Britain are being told to take refugees in ungodly numbers by a body where they elect no one.
Really?
That to me is completely different.
Really? That's completely different? Completely different than the President of the United States by executive order, nothing accountable to the people, by executive order, the day after Orlando, expanding how many refugees we're going to take in here. That's the same thing you just said people were disaffected in the UK about. And he did it under the cover of night because he knew the Orlando story would squash that. I want to go back to a couple of questions that I'm getting here in the chat room. As far as Sandy and the mayor of London, the last I read, Sandy, Cameron is out in October. The mayor of London is somebody who's in consideration. I did not know, as far as reading last night, that any of that had been settled. Maybe
no, none of that's settled. It looks like it's actually going to go to a vote.
And as far as the millennials, that was my point. It was not the millennial vote that drove it. I mean, their voting said that they had wanted to stay in, but that's not what drove it. But this is exactly what you're seeing here. You have the President of the United States, by executive order, decreeing that we're going to take in more of these refugees. I don't see how you don't see it's nativist. The Department of Justice attorneys are now being excoriated by a federal judge for lying to him about the president's deportation and DACA proceedings after it was enjoined, and the DOJ said, we're not going to do any of that. Oh, by the way, we did a few 100,000 of that. And when the judge asked why, the answer was go screw. What are you going to do? Kick them back out? Cool. Smack us around in court. We'll be okay because we only have 8 justices sitting on the Supremes right now. This is what people are tired of. This isn't an academic conversation going on in this country. People aren't flipping over cop cars at presidential rallies because they want to get on the other side of a professorial debate. You don't have to like it. You can use other terms to describe it. But a lot of what you're seeing in this country are people who feel like they're losing this country. Perception is reality. You can break out all the numbers that you want. You can break out all the numbers that you want. You can tell people they don't need to be fearful. That's not where we are. You want to know why? Because the institutions that people used to turn to not devolve into this fear and panic, nobody trusts anymore. Because they're run by corrupt people. Because they're run by detestable people. Because they're run by incompetent people. You and I have had this conversation on the air before. Of the 535 members of Congress, and throw in the president and vice president, what did we figure? Maybe a half a dozen or a dozen honestly understand how this economy works without using hyperbole? People are pissed.
You know, I would agree with that. But when I look at the overall decision in the UK, it had to do with being a sovereign nation. We're angry at our own institutions. Nobody is usurping our sovereignty as a nation that is not elected by the people.
But perception is reality, Stacey. These same people who are perceiving this are the same people who are getting the vapors over the fact that I voted in a primary but never bothered to know whether the rules are set by the party, the candidates, the states, and then when it came into play, they're all up in arms about having to abide by the rules because they didn't pay attention. Nobody in this country has been paying attention. So now with a void and a vacuum, the individual that is filling this void for people to turn to for their fears are Muslims, wall, Mexicans, huge. That's where we're at. And the other side of it is the other side of the spectrum. It's head in the sand. No, we're going to let everybody in here, and it's acceptable losses. It's acceptable losses. It's okay. You want to know what? If we're going to love people and we're going to be loved by the rest of the world, then we're going to have to put up with 34 people one day shot in a Walmart in Kansas because some jerk-off jihadi, because we're not doing a damn thing about it. Am I saying I have the answer? No. But what I'm saying is, go back to Selena Zito, go back to Jay Cost, go back to the history of populist elections. The things that people are raving about within that populist election are a culmination of failures and fears that got them to that point. That's why we keep coming back every time we talk about this election. Reality and facts don't matter. Reality and facts don't matter. It's fear factor. I mean, honestly, NBC should sue both the RNC and DNC for ripping off their show thing for the 2016 election because it's just fear factor. Minute left, lady. What are your thoughts? Tie all this up.
You know, my thoughts are that the major miss here, especially in Europe and overall in the progressive mindset, is that because we have a global economy, which is true, and that's not going away. It can't go away. We somehow have to become a global society. And the people that progressives want to include in that society at this point do not share our values, do not share our culture, do not share the things that are required to share to have a peaceful society. And until progressives understand that economic globalization does not mean we are a global society, these things are going to continue to happen. We are not a global society.
Listen, Hillary, the Dems, and Uncle Speedo says it takes a village, baby. It don't take a village. It takes a pillage. Ain't that right, Stan? Two ways of looking at it. Listen, Hillary and the Dems, you go get in your village. JD, Stacey, and the rest of us on the right, we getting ready to pillage. One more break, pay some bills, bring you top of the noon o'clock here on K98 Talk to the Eastern Standard Hour. We're going to have some nonsense in the world. I didn't even know what's going on in nonsense in the world. Is there anything that... Oh, we got chimps. We got chimps break. We got chimps drinking booze. What could possibly go wrong? JD and Stacey, game on. Coming right back.
Hey everybody, this is Jason, host of According to Me. I'd like to invite you to check out my show. It's a 2-hour show that lasts 60 minutes in...
Listen, I hate to interrupt, but one thing I can do is read off a script. Just say, let me be clear a lot. It works.
President Obama, I can handle this. It's a radio promo. I'm not green. I've done this before.
Did someone say green?
Now, Al Gore is here. Listen, I'm just trying to record a radio promo. Do you mind?
Now, do you say good things about me on the show?
No, not at all. But if it makes you feel any better, I rip on Republicans just as much.
The AM radio frequencies give off very high levels of radiation.
Look, my show is on the internet, which you invented. Can I just do my promo?
I got a pen. I can veto that, you know.
I know you got a pen. It's not a law. It's a radio promo. Listen, just listen to my show. Barack Obama and Al Gore hate it, so you're going to love it.
Here's an executive order. Don't listen to his show. He doesn't like me. He's racist. And he doesn't recycle either.
That's it. I'm done. It's According to Me, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on K98 Talk.
I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Wondering why you're up early with us on a Sunday morning making a cocktail? News lately got you drinking? Hung over from the mainstream media by Sunday? We are, and we got you covered.
We sure do. We got your hangover cure for those weekly news blues. So sit back, top off your mimosa, and add some Baileys to that coffee.
Take a match to your copy of the New York Times. Light, funny, and oh yeah, news with booze.
And a lot of laughter.
Welcome to Bloody Marys and Broadsheets. If it's Sunday, it's Bloody Marys and Broadsheets.
We're your cure from your weekly news hangover.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members or their families, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep them secure for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level, or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
Welcome back, old listeners, new listeners, everybody in between, 1880, blind, crippled, and crazy. JD and Stacey here, game on that K98 Talk. Everybody right now within the sound of my very morning voice, you know exactly what to do. Get over to K98talk.org. Get in the chat room, say hello to Stacey, join the conversation. Ron, keep your pants on. Oy vey schmear. We're here Tuesday, Thursday Night Live, K98 Talk, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday, we have the 5 p.m. drive time leading. Let WN, JC, 1360 a.m. 7 at Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, Northern Delaware.
The broad talked me into a show on Sunday morning, so we're here now, too. I don't sound normal till 3 in the afternoon. Oi!
After the show, kids, get over to our Facebook page. Make sure you like that. Oh, Stacey, explain the new iTunes feed. I was all excited about this morning and had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
JD and Stacey now has its own feed on iTunes. So if you go to iTunes and search JD, AND, STACEY, you should be able to find us.
Go feed us on iTunes. And after the show, Hoobles, until we're live again Tuesday night, you get over to Spreaker.com, hashtag JD and Stacey, JD, Find out a catalog of everything we've been doing here since we moved over to K98 Talk, getting out of that church basement. Ain't that right, baby?
Dear Lord.
Oh, my God. Phones are blowing up with Congress people today. Is this the same one? Hold on.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka.
Who the hell names their kid Chaka Fatah? Do you remember Land of the Lost in the 70s? Remember it was on the Saturday, it was the Great Space Coaster, it was Land of the Lost, and they went and they were sleep. Remember the slee stacks, the green things, and then they were the little brown fuzzy like forest people that helped the people out from Land of the Lost? Wasn't one of the little furry, help me out in the chat room, wasn't one of the little furry guys Chaka? Anyone? Do you know this, Stacey?
I remember the show, but yeah, no.
Wasn't his name Chaka?
I have no idea.
I just remember the sister was so hot. She was so hot. Oh, evidently everybody got on the spaceship with Daisy Dukes. Remember that they got in the raft and it went over the waterfall? Did you grow up Amish? Did you have to sit in a closet on Saturday mornings?
No, I watched all this stuff. I just don't really recollect the details.
Thank you. We just got some winners in the chat room that we are okay. What do you want to do? You want to start with the Drunk Monkeys first?
Sure, we can start with the Drunk Monkeys. Something happened to our audio.
Congratulations! You're a mother.
I don't think so. People are answering us in the chat room. So, boozy chimps use own tools to obtain alcohol from palm trees in we actually have theme music for this. West Africa. Boozy chimps use own tool to obtain alcohol from palm trees in West Africa. This is from The Sun. I told you, British newspapers. A drunken troop of booze-loving chimps. And what was Thursday night? The emotional robot. We got boozing chimps and robots on the loose in Russia. A drunken troop of booze-loving chimps has been discovered by scientists. Researchers found a group in West Africa that spends their day drinking fermented sap from raffia palms. Explain this, please, huh?
Well, it's not just that they drink it. If it was readily available, that probably wouldn't be too surprising. But they have actually created a leaf sponge tool to get it out.
Do what now?
So there's like this leaf sponge tool. So they've actually used the things in their environment to create a tool to get the liquor out of the plant.
That's why
they like it that much.
That's why for all you vegan health nut jerk-offs out there, just shut up. Just shut up. We are descended from primates, okay? Now figure.
Social pressures, and human beings are out there drinking and smoking. And no.
Oh yeah. Well, go take it all the way down the line back to our ancestors who are still out there in the wild, flinging their own poop at each other. All right. You know what they're doing in their free time? They're getting loaded. They're getting lit. They're doing the same thing that we are. They're going down to their corner gin mill and having a few. Only here, they're scraping them out of trees. I guarantee you, scientists are going to discover a troop of chimps in West Africa at some point that smoke weed. What, you don't think so?
Could be.
You got monkeys running up trees. All right, so the monkeys have created a tool to get the booze out of the tree, and you don't think the monkeys, if they ran across a marijuana field, would roll themselves a joint?
I think they'd just eat it.
They eat? Oh, you mean like cookies?
I don't know, like cookies and stuff. I think they just pop a bud. Why not?
Oh, and just sit there and like, oh, that's cool. And then what, like go into the forest and then drink some booze?
Probably.
Wow. See the picture of this one monkey? Why is the one monkey drinking out of a Smirnoff bottle, though, in the picture?
I think that was just for the article. It's not an actual thing. They're not down in cheap Russian vodka.
I'm going to get myself in trouble here. Speaking about base animals getting drunk, Kanye West tweets related.
Oh, my God.
Somebody sue me already the day after. Hold on. Breaking audio from Kanye West.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Yeah, no,
Oh
this
my
is
God,
the dude
please
who
do
wants
this.
to run for president in 2020.
Just please do. Just get this. Just do, please.
Well,
stop
Kanye's
this
new
right
video, Famous, features him in bed with what appears to be sculptures of several celebrities, including Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Ray J. West, and after he put out the video, tweeted, "Can somebody sue me already? I'll wait." He has since deleted that post. He unveiled the video for Famous off his latest album, which is called The Life of Pablo. I'm not sure where that comes from, at a promotional event in California. He also has sculpted impressions of Donald Trump, President George W. Bush, Amber Rose, Caitlyn Jenner, Anna Wintour, and Bill Cosby, all posed in sleep-like positions in a giant bed with the real Kanye.
He has Bill Cosby.
I know so little about his music.
You know what, Kanye? You know what, Kanye? You're usually the detestable jackass. I got to give you that is almost as creepy as
it rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
So
I just want to know why these people are famous. I mean, it's just whatever.
Because they put it. Why? Because why are these people famous?
His wife is famous because she made a sex tape.
Well, wait a second. Wait, let me help you out with why these primordial sacks of ooze are famous. Okay, because the father won gold medals. Their father died. Then a guy who won gold medals became their Fugazi father. Then they had issues, so she started getting plastic surgery and banging dudes online and putting it out on the internet. That made her famous. Then the father who won gold medals, who wasn't a father because the other father died, got famous with them, more famous after she put a tank ass out there banging people on the internet for a reality show. Then, not to be outdone, then that father becomes a woman. So basically becomes her second stepmother after the real father's dead and the gold medal father had his thing and now he still got the thing, but he wished he never had the thing. Now went to Kanye West. Now that I've worked this all out in my head, I actually feel bad for Kanye.
You do?
Oh, yeah. What? Just track back that what I just ran through.
Oh, I listened while you were doing it. And again, I'm asking, just in this country when like severe mental illness just became how you became famous.
Evidently it was. I mean, but listen, the fact that he's got a sculpture of Anna Wintour and Bill Cosby, I think I just vomited in my mouth. I haven't gone through this.
In bed.
Is this a stunt? This is from WGME up in Maine.
It's for real.
Maine's first lady gets summer job to supplement governor's salary. Booth Bay Harbor. Monday marked the first day of summer in a time when thousands of Mainers, is that how you say it? Pick up jobs during the busy tourism season. Many of those jobs are in the restaurant industry. This almost seems, I feel like I'm reading like the script for Jaws for the first time.
No. Apparently, the governor in Maine only makes $70,000 a year. So his wife wants to buy a new car, so she's picking up a seasonal job at one of these seasonal restaurants.
This is at McSiegel's. Seagulls. Is this like, did everyone ever see Coming to America with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall? And they're working at the ripoff of McDonald's called McDowell's. That's what this sounds like, McSeagulls. In Booth Bay. Booth Bay Harbor, Maine. Booth Bay Harbor, Maine. All right, listen, we had a whole bunch of... at a kindergarten graduation, huh? Out of the New York Post? What is this?
Yeah, I thought the millennials were the most monitored generation in the world, and like millennial parents were just some of the absolute worst. But it turns out kindergartens of today have even worse parents because, first of all, why do we graduate from kindergarten in a cap and gown? I don't understand that at all. We're setting the bar really low, kids. And these parents go to see their little darlings in their little blue cap and gowns to graduate from kindergarten and end up getting into a fist fight trying to get the perfect picture of the little darling as it walked down.
Now, hold on a second. I have not read this story. I am taking a guess. This happened in the borough. I have 5 choices, so it's a 20% shot. In the borough of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Public School in Crown Heights.
JD know his riot zones in New York, baby. You better know yours in your hometown. JD and Stacey were always prepared, but that's the rest. That's all you're going to get from us right now, baby. We want to thank everybody for joining us live this morning. Old listeners, new listeners, everybody in between, 18 to 80, blind, crippling, crazy, truckers, suckers, and bad mother. This is the point in the show where I turn to my beautiful and brilliant co-host, and I go, baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. You got those keys?
We got those keys.
Let's get out of here. I got to edit the beginning when nothing started. Tell the nice people where they can find me.
You can find me on Twitter at @ScottsFire, SCOTSFYRE, and Facebook, Stacey Lennox. And now you can find JD and I on iTunes.
And you can find me at GameOnJD on the Twitters. Go find that Eric Williams at that barbedwiresatire.com. I just given him a little hell this morning because I was hungover and tired. Remember, kids, bar stools, alleyways, seedy situations. Maybe going to try to fix an election. Bulletproof vest on. If I live through it, I'll see you Tuesday.
I'm looking for you, you Occupy freaks with your glitter bombs. Bring it on! Bring on the glitter. Everything has changed. Everything has changed in the last few years. Conservatives used to take it, and we're not taking it anymore.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com. If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.